Imagine you're a pilot in 1962. Your reconnaissance plane crashes over the Arctic Circle, an endless, frozen wasteland. The wind screams, the cold is merciless, and your radio is a useless block of ice. The sun barely glows on the horizon, offering no warmth, just a bleak reminder of how alone you are. Survival here isn't about food or water. It's a minute-by-minute fight against the cold, an enemy that never lets up. This was the reality for Cold War pilots, soldiers, and scientists stationed along the ice curtain. Standard survival gear often failed. Matches were damp, lighters frozen, even aircraft fuel turned to sludge. The cold was relentless, numbing your fingers, slowing your thoughts, and threatening your life with every passing minute. Without reliable warmth, your odds of surviving the night were almost zero. The Arctic was the ultimate test of human endurance, a place where the greatest threat wasn't an enemy soldier, but the creeping grip of hypothermia. In these conditions, survival demanded more than training. It demanded ingenuity and the right tools. Standard kits weren't enough. The Arctic required something that could provide heat without fire, fuel, or failure. Enter a humble, overlooked piece of gear, a simple heating brick, not for building walls, but for building a barrier against the deadly cold. This brick became the secret to survival when all else failed. It was a lifeline in a place where hope was as rare as warmth. The Cold War's northern frontier was a battlefield where the cold was the deadliest adversary. Men and women stood guard, flew missions, and conducted research, always at risk from the elements. The heating brick was their silent ally, offering a chance to outlast the Arctic's worst. In the end, it wasn't just about technology. It was about staying alive when the world turned to ice. The story of this brick is a story of survival, ingenuity, and the fight against an invisible enemy. Let's uncover how this unassuming tool changed the odds in the coldest war zone on Earth. Before we dive deeper, I have a quick mission for you. If you love stories of survival and hidden technology, hit that like button and subscribe. Share this with a friend who loves history, and drop a comment with your pick for the most overlooked survival tool. Your support helps us bring more forgotten tales to light. Now, back to the Arctic. To understand why the heating brick was revolutionary, you need to grasp the scale of the challenge. We're talking temperatures of -40, 50, even 60 Celsius, where the world itself seems to break down. The cold isn't just uncomfortable, it's a force that attacks your gear, your body, and your mind. For those stationed in remote outposts, this was daily life for months or years. They had to perform complex tasks, maintain equipment, and stay alert while the cold waged war on them. This wasn't a temporary hardship. It was a relentless siege. Only the most ingenious tools could tip the balance. Let's see how the heating brick met this challenge. History shows winter can be deadlier than any army. Just ask Napoleon's troops in Russia. Cold, decimated armies broke morale and destroyed ambitions. Cold War planners knew the Arctic was a strategic front, with the shortest path for bombers and missiles crossing the North Pole. The DW line, a chain of radar stations, was built across the Arctic, manned by soldiers facing brutal conditions. Here, metal snapped, lubricants froze, and even breath could jam a rifle. Batteries died in minutes, leaving units isolated. The cold attacked technology and the human body alike. Frostbite could set in within a minute. Hypothermia followed quickly. A soldier in icy water had only minutes to survive. The challenge, not just to live, but to remain effective. In this frozen theater, the cold was the true enemy. In survival, fire is usually your first priority, but in the Arctic, it's nearly impossible. Tinder is buried under snow, wood is frozen and wet, and even modern lighters fail in the cold. If you manage a flame, the cold sucks the heat away instantly. Worse, a fire can give away your position or be deadly in a confined space. Open flames risk carbon monoxide poisoning in tents or cockpits. The Arctic demanded a heat source that was flameless, smokeless, and safe. The answer? Clever chemistry inside a simple brick. The need for reliable, portable heat sparked a wave of secret military innovation. The result? The heating brick, also known as the M1 reusable heat pack or phase change hand warmer. It looked simple, a small, flat canister filled with a dense, waxy substance. Rugged and reusable, it could survive rough handling in the field. Activation was easy: bend a metal disc inside, and a chemical reaction released heat. After use, recharge it by boiling, ready for hundreds of cycles. This wasn't just a comfort, it was a tactical advantage. Units could stay alert and effective longer, and downed pilots had a better chance of surviving until rescue. The heating brick was a force multiplier, life-saving technology in a simple package. Its development was shrouded in secrecy, but its impact was undeniable. In the Arctic, it tipped the scales in the battle against the cold. It was a tool that turned the odds in favor of survival. Let's look inside to see how it worked. The magic inside the brick was science, a phase change material, usually sodium acetate. Supersaturated with salt, the liquid was unstable, waiting for a trigger. Clicking the metal disc started crystallization, releasing heat as the liquid solidified. The brick heated to about 54 degrees, 130 degrees, and held that temperature for hours. Unlike a hot water bottle, it stayed warm and steady as it changed phase. To recharge, just boil it, melting the crystals back to liquid, ready for the next use. This cycle could be repeated endlessly, making it a perfect thermal battery. The heating brick was reliable, safe, and reusable, a marvel of simple engineering. It stored energy, released it on demand, and saved lives in the coldest places on Earth. That's the science that made survival possible. For soldiers and pilots, the heating brick was more than comfort. It was survival. Tucked in a jacket or sleeping bag, it kept hands and feet functional, fighting off frostbite. Its silent, flameless heat meant staying warm without revealing your position. For downed pilots, it slowed hypothermia, buying precious time for rescue. Scientists used bricks to keep equipment and batteries working in the cold. It could thaw frozen valves or protect delicate electronics. No open flames needed. The brick was versatile, reliable, and a huge morale booster. In the Arctic night, that patch of warmth was hope itself. Sometimes, survival came down to a single, simple tool. After the Cold War, heating bricks entered civilian life. Campers, hikers, and hunters quickly adopted them for reliable warmth. Physical therapists used them as hot packs. Parents warmed baby bottles on the go. The same phase change tech is in today's gel hand warmers, descendants of Cold War survival gear. What began as a secret military tool became a household item. The need for portable warmth is universal, from battlefields to bus stops. The heating brick's legacy is comfort, safety, and a reminder of ingenuity. The heating brick teaches us that simple, robust solutions can be life-saving. In a world of high-tech gadgets, sometimes the best answer is basic science. The modern hand warmer in your pocket has a secret history, one of survival and innovation. By understanding these origins, we appreciate the ingenuity of those who came before us. History lives in the tools we use every day. Share this story, subscribe, and stay curious. The world is full of hidden lessons. Sometimes all it takes is a simple brick to change everything. I'll see you on the next adventure.